I do a video on my experience with parasocial relationships. Sure, I mean, I am relatively lucky. I have not had many parasocial relationships go south, but that's largely because I don't give them the opportunity to. Lots of times, I'll get people moralizing in my comments where they're like, I followed you for a long time, but I'm so disappointed and I'm unfollowing. And here's the, harsh truth of the matter. I have 190,000 followers. Trying to get more. And even more than that across other platforms. If one person decides to unfollow me, it is not a big deal to me. I don't know who that person is. I've never fucking interacted with them in my life. The fact that they think I would shed a tear for them unfollowing me is a little absurd. I like my community as a community, but one person does not a community make. I've met people via TikTok and other social media platforms that later became social relationships. To do that, you have to, be social. You have to talk, you have to hang out in the same spaces. You gotta realize social relationships come with responsibilities that parasocial relationships don't. Like the people who I am in social relationships with, even if I've met them online, we've helped each other pay bills. I'm going to a friend's wedding. We are, for all intents and purposes, friends. The weird thing about parasocial relationships, at least, in terms of what I've seen, is that when they're good, they understand the boundaries. We get it. This is kind of a one-way thing, I'm performing here, you guys are commenting, you get it. But when they're bad, they don't understand that boundary. And what they want is a social relationship. And they want that social relationship without all the baggage that comes along with it. They don't want to have to hang out in the same spaces. They don't want to have to help you pay your bills if you hit the skids. They don't want to do the things a friend would do. They just feel like they are entitled to your friendship by watching your videos. Now, I am a friendly guy. I am more than willing to meet new people. In fact, meeting new friends via the TikTok fighting game community, it changed my life. But you're also not my friend until you're my friend. Until then, you are one voice of many that comes together to create this vague amalgamation called my community. Which is why I think being mutuals with people is important. People who I respect the content of and who I want to see in my comments more often and eventually interact with more often, I will mutual up. And then that can lead to an actual friendship. But until it does, I'm sorry about, again, this harsh reality, but I don't really know you from a comment or two. You might be the nicest person online, and then you'd be willing to stab me in the back for the price of an extra value meal in real life. Now, you could be respectful to your parasocial relationships. I try to be. I do, really love and respect my community. But until you become my friend, you are just an additive part of that community, because you kind of have to be. There is no way I can individually keep track of 190,000 people in my brain. There just isn't. The psychological human limit is around 150 meaningful relationships, and even that seems a lot. 190,000 followers is literally orders of magnitude above that. So yeah, it's an actual law of science that I can't be in a meaningful social relationship with all of my followers. Some of my followers eventually become mutuals, and some of my mutuals eventually become friends, but it's just a reality of the world that it can't be the case with everyone. I think when parasocial relationships go south, it's often a result of people just not keeping that in mind. I think the worst parasocial relationship I ever had was I was stalked very briefly, at a con by someone. That wasn't super fun, but luckily enough, it wasn't super dangerous. I just made it clear that, dude, you're being fucking creepy, go away. I suppose I've also had people, dox me before, but, that's less a parasocial relationship and more just people being shitty on the internet. So, yeah, I think parasocial relationships, like anything, can be healthy, but you just gotta keep their scope in mind. Parasocial relationships are not social relationships. Social relationships take more work.